I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere, and here's the...
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, July 25th races at lovely Hastings Racecourse. Yep. It will be another fast racing strip.
Another sunny day at Hastings. We've had
all fast, zero off tracks. It's amazing.
You want an off track? Go to Del Mar. Yeah. Apparently at San Diego. Wow. Yeah, first time in 20 years they had some off tracks this year. We have yet to hit a wet surface. Very fortunate, and it's reflected in our crowds and our handle. The good weather is definitely moving our way.
Yeah, you need weather, and we've been very fortunate, and hopefully it continues. We're expecting some cloud cover on the weekend, maybe a little drizzle here and there, but still, it's going to be nice temperatures, and obviously a great day to watch races.
Another beautiful day for the sport, and speaking of that, let's get right into the first race. It's a $4,000 non-winners of the year or non-4 for older colts and geldings, going 6.5. I've gone to your likely favorite here, Briarwood County. He was bet right down last time. Hadn't ran all year, though. He was running against horses that had run. That cost him the race, I feel, as he just did get a little weary late. Chapel Boy got up to beat him, I think, with the race under his belt. His race to lose. This is absolutely a best bet of the day kind of horse for me. I put Roy's Dream in the second spot. Been running very good races this year. The only two bad ones he ran was his first out of the year, which you can forgive, and the one time they tried him long, which is funny because the way he runs, you feel like he would be a good distance horse.
Yeah, some horses aren't.
He's just a deep closing sprinter. But yeah, 2 wins and a third out of 4 tries sprinting this year. So very good season for Roy's Dream. And a third spot, I went with 2 Jim Brown horses in here. Halo's Quest, I think, is alive with the 2 Jim Brown horses. Making his third start of the year. Ran in a distance race last time and just his second start. I think going back to a sprint, he should be live in here. I put him in the third spot. I went 4-3-5 in the first.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a lot to add. I like the 4 Briarwood County. I liked him last time. Your Chapel Boy did outrun him and ran a good race. But Briarwood County, with the race under his belt, definitely has to be the horse to be. Leading rider jumps back aboard for Robbie Anderson. I put the 1 horse Vying for Glory. I always seem to have this horse in my top 3s. I don't mind the cut back to a sprint. He's been a pace casualty in his last couple going long, and sometimes that will set a horse up for a really big effort sprinting. So I'm hoping that's the case. And I put the 5 horse Halo's Quest, the Jim Brown runner, in for third. But I really like 4 and 1 or 1 and 4. Yeah. Those are my 2 horses. I went 4-1-5 in the Saturday opener. On to the second race, some 6250 fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. Got a field of 5 signed on, and leading trainer has a 3 of the 5. So definitely looking good. Mike Anderson in here with Haidagwai, Rachel Run, and Moonride in the lineup. Rachel Run is definitely the horse. Looks like the best of the trio of Mike's horses. Did run poorly not poorly, but just for a reason.
In a lot tougher race.
Yeah, that was a starter 8. And got cooked on the it was an optional 8. Yeah. And got cooked on the pace, and it was a difficult race for Rachel Run. And
she was due to lose one too. She'd won about 7 in a row or so.
As long as she can avoid a pace duel, and you'd think with 2 other Mike Anderson horses in here, there won't be a pace duel. Yeah. So you'd think Rachel Run will have every opportunity to get back on her winning streak. She had a big 5-race winning streak snap last time, but she's a little win machine. She's done very well for owner Doug Clyde. And definitely your horse to beat. I put the 2 horse Haidagwai in for second. This horse can definitely win the race. Did lose to Honey Skila, who's also in the lineup. 2 starts back, but rebounded with a good win last time. And Honey Skila I put in the third spot. Other than that, like Moonride, Princess Zeta, they're all eligible to win as well. Like Rachel Run on paper, I think is the best horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
She has the speed. She can control it with the fractions. If she runs to her potential, she wins. If she throws in the effort like that last time and doesn't run to her potential,
it could
then
be
the
anybody,
other 4 horses are equal in ability. Yeah. Whoever gets the better trip will win the race. But I went 3-2-1.
I don't have much to add. I got the same horses as you mentioned. Rachel Run's the best horse in the race, I think, as well. And if she puts out her best effort, she's a winner. I put Haidagwai in the second spot. The other Mike Anderson one of 2 other ones he has in here in second spot. And Honey Skila, who had 2 very good races. She had that win, and then she went up to the $8,000 category. Only got beat 2 lengths by Bamboo Dream and CA Miss, who were much nicer mares. And Honey Skila, and then ran back last week against Dear Lily.
Right, and salty
yeah, she didn't really need to be in there. She gets back in where she belongs. I got her in the third spot, but I agree. It's Rachel Run and then kind of everybody else in here.
Sometimes safety in numbers doesn't work, though. I remember earlier this year we had a 5 horse field. Craig McPherson had 3 in it.
Yeah.
Merlot win it.
Yeah.
Dino Condolinos win it. Just sometimes having
Filled the
three in
race
a
for
race,
Dino, yeah.
you get two. I don't know. It's not always a sure win.
Maybe
but,
the riders start looking at each other too much and
all of a sudden
don't
someone
want to
else
mess
gets
with
away.
each other.
But anyway, yeah, it should be 3-2.
Yeah, I'm the same with Mike. 3-2-1 in the second. On to the third, 4,000 non-3 lifetime for older colts and geldings. I've gone to the 4 here. So Legit of the Dave Milburn barn. I bought this horse privately off Jim Penny last fall when Jim Penny brought this horse up for a couple races. First out of the box is a very good one in his non-2 and came back to almost break his third condition. Just got beaten up by Cowboy Commander, who came back to run a big one in the starter 8 series. You'll see him later on the weekend. But yeah, another one so legit. I think it's his race to lose. I put Carson City Brown, who drops out of the $8,000 category, into the 4 non-2, non-3s, and a straight non-3. I think he fits in well here. Running against Peyton's Best and Similkameen and Luke last time. And Oscar Ward, who's been knocking on the door all year. He finally got that non-2 condition. Big effort last time. Doesn't like to have his odds too low. Whenever his odds were down around 3 or 5 to 1, he doesn't win. But when he gets the odds up, then he throws a big effort in. Got Oscar Ward in third. I went 4, 6, and 5.
Yeah, I agree with your top two. I flip-flopped them. I went to Carson City Brown on top, but I like both. I mean, it's a hair between the 4 So Legit for me and the 6 Carson City Brown. They will be the horses laying in the first and second positions early in this race. So Legit won't need to go 22 flat, 44 and 4 to secure the lead and won't have that kind of pressure. And so you'd think this horse is pretty live. And Carson City Brown, dropping in class, I just think the easier company. Those are tough horses. Peyton's Best, Similkameen and Luke. Those are oodles. That's a lot tougher.
Yeah, before that he ran a good second to Similkameen Joey, another tougher horse.
No, those are nice horses. Brackendale 3-back.
Yeah.
He's hooked into some tough $8,000 option or conditional claimers, and so Amadeo Perez jumps back aboard. I went 6-4 and I put Contact Man in for third. I thought he showed a little bit of run off the big layoff, and he got put away by Brother Chunky and Mr. Cactus last time. And Tapacero wasn't the easiest of 4 non-3s, so I think he can be a little bit better. Good work since the race too, and he might be a little more of a factor for the triactor anyway. I went 6-4-2 in the third race. On to the fourth race, the last leg of the early pick 4. We'll have 2 pick 4s on the Saturday program. We usually have 7 races, but of course today we'll have 8 of them. But maiden special weight for fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 2-horse Collateral. Likely your heavy favorite in here off of her, she's been running against some tough horses in California. Shipped to Phoenix, run on the turf. Was going to win the race.
She was a winner that day.
She was going to win.
Jumped
And
the
ducked
rail.
in, hit the temporary rail. She got all discombobulated, lost Amy Pooley, and it was obviously the race was over for her.
But yeah, as you mentioned, she looked like a winner that day.
She was going to win.
Yeah,
we'll go and watch the replay. You can watch them on, if you go to the Turf Paradise website, you can go back to race replays and look up the date, and you'll find. That's the one thing. Always use the Hastings Racecourse website as well. It's a great site to go back if you weren't sure about something. It only takes a couple minutes, a couple of click, and
really easy.
You're in the starting gate for a particular race, any race this season or even in past seasons. But Collateral should get the lead in here. Her race to win or lose. But the 1-horse race to win, a decent effort last time. I know the horse has a little bit more to give than that, but Amadeo Perez re-rides for Carl Austin, and I put the 5-horse Tassana. They were close last time, Tassana and Race to Win. So I went 2-1-5. I think Collateral's kind of up here, and maybe the other ones are just down a bit.
Yeah, again, I don't know much to add. We got a lot of the same horses today. I like Collateral a lot, as you mentioned. We talked about she looked like a winner last time. Race to Wind has finally come alive. A well-bred. She's a full daughter to full sister to Dance the Wind.
Yeah. Probably wants to go long. Tough getting a maiden race to go long.
Yeah, they haven't had one yet. But yeah, I finally was waiting for her to kind of wake up and run for a breeding. She finally has those last couple, so she's coming into form. And Tassana, who the works look good, and her first start was just okay, but ran a really big one last time, leading the whole way, just getting caught late.
Yeah, Gary Sates has done a good job. I mean, this horse has shown quite a bit of run in her 2 races, especially last time.
Definitely wanted to have a look and maybe throw in your exotics. I went 2-1-5, same as Mike in the 4th. On to the 5th, fillies and mares, maiden 4,000, going long, going 1 mile and a 16th. I landed on the 4 here. No great shock. Dropping out of the maiden $25,000 category. She's a daughter of Sun Gold out of a marquetry mare. She is going to like the distance. That race 2-back, she was going fairly quick on the head end. She was part of the pace scenario. Running into Sailing for the Sun, who ran a huge one that day, and just got tired of chasing her to fade. But going long, I think that she'll probably get the lead and will be tough to run down. I put the 7. Remarkable Lady, another one that's dropping. Ran against 2 tougher ones last time, Bubbly on Ice and Shayla Rose, who runs later on the weekend too.
Yeah, she's dropping.
And so those 2 are a fair bit behind, but she is dropping, so I don't mind Remarkable Lady in here. In the third spot, I put the 5, Easter Sunday, been knocking at the door. Low odds and getting seconds and thirds, and it's going to break through one of these days. But I think this race came up tougher than the one she had been running in. I went 4, 7, and 5.
Yeah, I got the same 3 horses. I agree with the 4, Cute Little Vixen. I mean, this horse, I don't know if this horse can run anymore or at all, but in this race, she won't need to be, if you're running 148, you're probably going to grab the money. But Cute Little Vixen, it seems like a huge drop from 25 to 4, but here at Hastings, like there's only 8s and 12-5s, and those are kind of one category. So if you drop from 25, you go to 12-5 or the 8, and then the one goes, the other one doesn't. So down to 4 would be the next level. It's only really a double drop, but it seems like a quadruple drop, but it's not. That's just, but when you're getting this late in your 3-year-old season and you're struggling to win races, it's not surprising to see a lot of horses drop at this time.
Especially with a filly, because you don't want to maybe go halfway and get beat. You're trying to build some confidence. You're trying to get her going the right way. You get to go long, so you go down to 4 and try and get some confidence, get her going the right way.
Yeah. Anyway, I do agree with your 3 horses. I put Cute Little Vixen on top. Easter Sunday, good runner-up effort last time. This horse should appreciate the stretch out and distance. And the 7, Remarkable Lady, I know she didn't show it, hadn't shown it in her prior races like a filly that would like to go long, because she's certainly bred to go long. But she ran well, considering she had to, cook through some pretty good fractions and tired late. I bet you she'll get a lot out of that and she'll be better. I went 4, 5, and 7 to kick off the late pick 4. On to the 6th race, $25,000. 3-year-olds here going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 1, Stone Ridge Ruler. I just see a bit of pace in here with the 4, Crackdown, the 7, Every Night's a Blur. I think those are your 2 horses to beat, the 4 and the 7. I ended up on Stone Ridge Ruler. I thought a pretty good effort behind Aditya and Party Pooper last time. This is considerably easier. I know he got beat a ways, but there wasn't a lot of pace contention. Aditya had the lead. Party Pooper laid second.
Yeah, they kind of
There was never any pressure. They ran 1-2 around the track. This horse did well to be 3rd. You go 2 starts back, just lost to Merlot. It's not a bad little horse, Stone Ridge Ruler, and I'm going to follow him back. I put the 7 horse, Every Night's a Blur, in for 2nd. I'm sure this horse will be better this time. Blew to start last time. And, that's not a true indication of what a good sprinter Every Night's a Blur is.
Over,
set ridiculous fractions prior to that in the Chris Losa Stakes. Impossible task to go the mile on the 16th, and obviously got beat a million lengths at the end of the race after setting a 22, 45 and change and 111, opening 6 furlongs. This horse is a very good sprinter. And Crackdown, nice win last time. They're maiden 25. The connections don't get overly ambitious with him. Put him right back in for the 25. And this horse is live. This horse went easy, but didn't beat a lot. Wasn't a lot behind him that day, but still won very nicely in a good time. I went 1, 7, and 4.
I went to the 4 Crackdown. I thought that was a big effort last time. I thought his first race was actually a pretty big effort. Coming out of Pegasus, and coming straight into a race, his first race, it went in 21 and 3 and 44 and 2. And he just got a little weary.
3 deep.
Yeah, he just got a little weary at the end. Only got beat a couple lengths and came back with a big effort. Got a 72 buyer last time. Went in 117 and 1. I got Crackdown on top. I put Mighty Fraser in the 2nd spot. 2 nice wins so far this year. Then he went into stakes company. That first stake, he broke about 10 lengths slower than everybody here, 7 or 8 lengths. He broke really bad. Still made a nice run at the end, and I thought, if he broke with him, he, might have been 2nd behind Bluegrass Angus. And the last time only got beat 5 lengths behind Bluegrass Angus, Brother Duster, in a big bulky field, and he was way down in the 2-hole. So you don't get the best trip when you're 2 of 12. But I look for him to rebound very good into a softer spot in a 25. And I put your top pick, Stone Ridge Ruler. Obviously, a lot to like about him. Craig McPherson, leading rider Richard Hamill will board him. And yeah, another one that, as you mentioned, couldn't really make up much ground last time in that Aditya race. I went 4, 6, and 1. In the 6th, on to the 7th, Fillies and Mares, maiden 12-5, going 6.5. I went on the 6 horse, another Barb Heads horse here, Saintly Sinner. Just the one race last year at Emerald Downs. That was in July. Showed up in June of this year, so you're a little bit behind everybody, and still a big effort. Only got beat a length and 3/4 with that race under her belt. I look for her to come back with another big effort. I think she's your winner. In the 2nd spot, I put the 7, the horse just beneath her, who got beat by her stablemate last time, Bubbly on Ice. Big run for 8. I know it looks right. She's going from 8 to 12.5. As you mentioned, there's not a lot of categories. It's pretty much the same race. unlucky to lose to Bubbly on Ice last time. She ran a huge race at 15-1, and Bubbly on Ice was a heavy favorite that day and did get up to catch her. But a big effort from the Teddy Hurt owned and trained Sheila's Rose. I got her in the second spot. And the third spot, I went to Currency Express, one that they took down and ran for 15 at Emerald Downs. Only got beat a length and a half. Leading rider Richard Hamill climbs aboard. That's good enough for me for third spot. I went 6, 7, and 3.
Yeah, I agree with the St. Lee Center. This horse should be live in this spot. Probably maybe not needed the race, but it was wide throughout in that one. Looks like going to get some pace presence in here. You got the one Sharply Smoking has some speed, or did have speed and has good works. The 3-horse Currency Express looks to have speed. The 5 is Blinkers On, Catch and Fire, worked in 46 and change. This horse has got speed, and Sheila's Rose likes to lay up close too. I just think St. Lee Center is going to get a favorable pace scenario. I know the final time was not fast last time, losing to Sky Victorious. Didn't earn a big number in that race at all, but St. Lee Center is, I think, with the way the race is going to set up, the dynamics are going to favor St. Lee Center, and you got to think she's going to move forward.
Exactly, that's what I like most about her. I thought it was a good effort, even though, as you mentioned, it was slow, but it was still a good effort to come. You know, you're off a year and you come back and you run second. That's good enough to move forward off of.
Exactly, and Sheila's Rose, I agree with you there. This horse shortening up. Our game run going long last time, shortened up to 6.5 furlongs, could be a big effort.
I like her a fair bit in here too. I wouldn't be surprised to see.
I can see her win it. Yeah. And the 5-horse Catch and Fire, I'm going to put this one in for third. Blinkers On, good work. Maybe the blinkers is what this horse needs. I don't know. Maybe this horse is just going to be wobbling in the stretch again. Because the horse doesn't, seem to want to finish races. This horse didn't run particularly fast last time early, but still caved in the last eighth of a mile. But we'll see. Maybe the blinkers will help. 6, 7, 5 for me in the 7th race. On to the 8th and final. 12-5, 3-year-olds again here. 6.5 furlongs will be the trip, and I ended up on the inside 3 horses. I went to the 2-horse Kiss Him Goodbye. Kind of like the horse when he broke his maiden, followed him back in the non-216, or the straight 3-year-old 16, a similar race to this. Horse won very easily in a very good time. Tried the 25s last time. That was a little too tough. Got caught up in some pretty fast fractions in a really fast time that Aditya laid down. So Kiss Him Goodbye back in kind of to his winning level is going to be tough. Put the 1 Mario's Win, actually the 2 Craig McPherson runners in here. Mario's Win, the 1 and the 3 Clear to Victory in behind. I thought Mario's Win had the tougher trip of the 2. Clear to Victory had every shot to beat Kiss Him Goodbye last time. Sat second, had dead aim, relaxed, ran third. Mario's Win was the one covered up wide, and then what was wide on the final bend, and had to settle for 4th. I thought Mario's Win might be a little better horse than the 3. I went 2-1-3.
I agree with Kiss Him Goodbye. I think he's a pretty nice little horse. As you mentioned, a very good time, 2 back. When he gets on the lead by himself, he can be very dangerous. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him in the 25 today. So encouraging to see him in the 12-5. Mel's getting aggressive with him, putting him in where, he can win. And I think he's the horse to beat. I put the 4, Too Much Johnson in there.
This horse can get in there.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Mike Anderson have a very good meet, owned by the Johnsons, hence the name, Too Much Johnson. But I like how he kind of sat off it. He won a blanket finish last time. There were a lot of horses at the wire, and I like how he kind of sat off it and made that nice move at the end to get up there. And if there does, get to be a pace duel in here, which there absolutely could, there could be a fair bit of pace in here with Mr. Glitz, with Clear to Victory.
Typhoon Taylor gets out of the gate.
Typhoon Taylor, Kiss Him Goodbye. There is quite a bit of speed in here. Look at Me, it has some speed, and Pedro's, probably going to sand. So Too Much Johnson could get up there. He's my second pick, and I put Clear to Victory, one of the Craig McPherson runners in here. Ran in, has been off since that Kiss Him Goodbye when Kiss Him Goodbye won in that 16 last time, but definitely in there with a shot. I like to see Antonio Reyes stick with this one. I went 2, 4, and 3 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our analysis of the races. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike, as always, your
first.
There
we go. Back in race number 1, I went to the 4-horse Briardick County. 4-1-5 for me in the Saturday opener. Race number 2, I went to the 3, Rachel Run, 3-2-1. The 3rd race, I went to the 6, Carson City Brown over the 4, So Legit. I went 6-4-2 in the 3rd. Race number 4, I went to the 2, Collateral, returning to Hastings, or making his Hastings debut. 2-1-5 for me in race number 4. In the 5th race, went to the 4, Cute Little Vixen over the 5 and 7. Race number 6, the 1, Stone Ridge Ruler over the 7. Every Night's a Blur in the 4, Crackdown. Race number 7, I went to the 6, Saintly Sinner, hoping for a good pace scenario in front of her because she is an off-the-pace filly. I went 6-7-5 in the 7th. And in the 8th race, I went to the speedy number 2, Kiss Him Goodbye. Hopefully he does. 2, 1, and 3 in the finale. On to Drew's picks.
Up next to be my picks. We got a lot of the same ones today. In the first, I agree with Mike. Number 4, Briardick County, looks like he's going to be tough to beat over the 3 and the 5. In the second, number 3, Rachel Run over the 2 and the 1. In the third, I went to the 4-horse So Legit over the 6 and the 5. In the 4th, I'm on number 2, Collateral over the 1 and the 5. In the 5th, number 4, Cute Little Vixen over the 7 and the 5. In the 6th, number 4, Crackdown over the 6 and the 1. In the 7th, I like number 6, Saintly Sinner over the 7 and the 3. And in the nightcap, the 8th, number 2, Kiss 'Em Goodbye over the 4 and the 3.
Well, that'll do it for the analysis and all our selections for the Saturday program. We should note, kind of on a sad note, we did lose one of a racing legend.
Legend is right.
Bobby Hall passed away yesterday, as of taping yesterday. Of course, the owner and trainer at one time of George Royal, the greatest BC bred of all time. Our condolences to the Hall family.
To the large
they
family,
continue, they continue to be a big presence in racing. Of course, Bobby. Wife Annie has been in the business for a long time. Their son Phil is a trainer.
There's very few names in horse racing BC bigger than Bobby Hall. Like not many come to
pedigree.
mind. Yeah,
great pedigree for
and
racing.
Very
people.
successful racing family.
Sandra Hall, now married Jim Lowset. Their daughter Christine's in
Jennifer
the game
Johnson.
and very good. Jennifer and her sons Justin and Jason once again in the game, and Phil's daughter, even Sarah, now
now she's part of the barn.
Granddaughter to be in horse racing, but a big loss in our British Columbia horse racing family as Bobby Hall passed away yesterday. But our condolences to the Hall family once again. Okay, that'll do it.
I will mention too.
4 o'clock next Wednesday.
4 o'clock on Wednesday at their farm.
Emerald Acres. 4 o'clock Wednesday will be the service or memorial what is it? Celebration of life for, of course, the great Bobby Hall. Was quite a character.
Yeah, he was.
He is a beauty.
One of a kind.
I loved him. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.